Hello there lovely crafters, it's Terri from Veegstez Creates, back with my monthly Tonic Craft Kit unboxing and tutorial video. So today we are looking at kit 63 if you're using the numbering system, or Delightful Daisies if you're not. So today I am going to show you how to make, well, there's going to be a full tutorial step by step, so you can go along with me if you like to make this card. And this card I also made, and I explain fully how I have made this one. So let's dive in and have a look at what's in the kit, shall we? Okay, so what do we actually get in this craft kit? We get some really interesting things actually. I don't think I've seen Tonic do one of these, because basically this is like a card creator die. So this large die here, this is 4 by just under 5.5, so a quarter inch smaller. That's an embossing line, as is that, and the outside are all cutting lines. So if you run that through the cutting machine, the die cutting machine, you will fold this over and then fold that back, and because of the sizing, it's sized to fit perfectly a 4.25 by 5.5 inch card. So it's a really unique concept, and Tonic don't usually do these. They did one that was like a pop-up card quite a number of kits ago, but I really like the theme of this, the Delightful Daisies, and we've got so many different options. So if you like your colouring, we've got some gorgeous corner daisy dies, so they could be used in the corners to decorate. You can stamp and colour those. If you're not into your colouring, we've got some hybrid ink pads, so you could use those as paints and colour the yellow and the green. And we've also got a golden honey Nuvo marker. Again, you can paint with that, it gives a really nice effect. And we've got some chocolate fondue glitter drops, but and we've also got some twine, but essentially there's lots and lots of different dies to decorate with this. So these are verso dies, so they, as you can see, there's like little grooves here, they fit perfectly into there, so we'll cut out all of that lovely detail. So you could maybe do some paper piecing, or just have that pretty effect showing through. There's like a scrolly one as well that fits in there, and again it's got the notches there just so that you know exactly where to line it up. I really like this sort of really pretty, it's really funky and sort of stylized kind of die, again that you could sort of use in here, or add on top, because you've actually got a die that coordinates with that, so you could cut that out and then stick that onto there. And then we've got different corners. So we've got verso decorative corner dies, which you can put into these panels here. There's because they're opposites, you need one for each. So they're not, you can't like put that one in the other. They're two the same. So there's no option on that, but we do have a decorative one here with a pierced detail, which is really nice. And then for this panel and this panel, there's these decorative pierced panels, And then in terms of sentiments, there's a couple of verso dies here, which are little phrases that you can use either by cutting into the card or use with that. And then there's like this, for example, which looks like the outside of a daisy. We've got another little daisy die. So there's, yeah, it's a lovely concept. And that's the way it's designed to be used, but you don't have to use it like that. You could just use parts of it. You know, you could create a circle, because obviously that's a semicircle, so you could create a circle in a card. This would make like a nice little sort of header or a pop-out element. There's just like so many different options. And then the colour palette is quite interesting. It's quite warm, sort of earthy tones, a bit autumnal, I think. We've got the two different yellows, the deep yellows, nice deep orange. We've got, I think that's pine, is it pine needles? We've got a brown, majestic gold, that might be water sprite or one of those sort of iridescent hollow cards, and some gold glitter card. So you will have already seen what cards I have made, but I have yet to make them in real time. So what I'm going to go away and do is create my idea for my first make, and then I'll tell you what you need so that you can follow along with me if you like. Okay, so here are all the pieces that you're going to need. I used the large die on an A2 ivory card blank, which gave me this, and so I folded it like that and then back on itself. And then I used the golden honey glitter marker, and I watered it down and then splattered it with a paintbrush. And then I cut 2 orange circles using this set, the basic nesting circles, so the third one down, which is, in case you have a different type, it is 3.5 inches. And what else did I do? So I've decided to make a focal point of this, and I've cut the using this die, the lighter yellow cardstock, and then using the decorative die, which I've misplaced on my desk, but that I showed you earlier, in the gold, and that just looks gorgeous over the top. And then I've done that again, so it's going to be a complete flower on the front. And then I cut a little brown centre, and then from the gorgeous shimmery green I cut the just to say sentiment. So again, you can make it a really sort of a generic card. I'm not going to add anything to the inside for that because you could use it for anything. And then I'm going to place the other circle underneath and stick it to the back panel, so that once this is open you've got an orange circle in the middle, so you can stamp your sentiment on there, or when it's standing up you've just got sort of an orange circle there. And then I really like these decorative corner pieces with a teeny tiny little die in there, so I cut just the main shape and then coloured it with the glitter marker, and then I'm going to stick those over the top, and they're going to go in the corners. So that's what I'm going to do. That is the plan. So if you want to make this card with me, obviously you've already seen it completed. If you want to make this card, go away and do all those bits. press pause, and then continue on watching the video. So what I'm going to do to make sure that this video isn't, oh actually one more thing, sorry, I used the same die to make this on the green card twice because I want to paper piece the leaf bits back in. So if you want to do the same, then you'll need little pots to put the little leaf bits back in. So and then this can then be used on a future project. So in order to make this tutorial not too long, I'm going to speed up the assembly and put some music on, and then the second tutorial I'm going to actually make the card off camera and then just show it to you and explain how I have made it. So let's dive in, shall we? And here we go, the completed card. I absolutely love this gorgeous sparkly bloom in the middle of the card. I think it looks so pretty, and relatively easy to make, although these little pieces can be quite tricky to infill, so just beware of that. But if you're a lover of paper piecing, you won't mind anyway. So that was the first card. I'm now going to make the second card, but I'm going to do it off camera. But what I've decided is that this large die, it's really quite ingenious. It's going to be excellent for making a gatefold card as well. So this is like a half a gatefold card. So basically a full gatefold card will have another piece stuck on and will sort of meet, basically it'll meet in the middle. So I'm going to use this die. I'm going to be lazy and use pre-made card blanks, and I'm going to do it in craft this time because I think craft will also look really nice with this colour palette as well as the ivory. So I'll start off by doing the same by running this through the die cutting machine this way, and then take it from there and then do something different with the middle. So I shall see you back in a moment with the completed card. So here we go, the completed first card. I hope you enjoyed watching that tutorial and seeing the make come together. I think it's a really pretty card. I just love this bloom, and it kind of looks like a sunflower to me actually. I think I was going more sunflower than daisies, but oh well. Versatility and all that. So for the second card, I have completed it off camera in order to not make the video hideously long. So here we go. So this one is the other verso sentiment, which says for a friend, and I decided to do this as a gatefold card, but it's sort of a gatefold card with a twist really. So obviously with a gatefold card you have two cards which you then stick together here in the middle, and then you have them coming together like little gates, and then you have something on the front. Often with a gatefold you've just got both sides looking like that, but with this obviously we've got the half circle. So I decided that I wanted to use this other really pretty verso die, this one, and I used that with the gorgeous holographic card. And these are the leftovers essentially from this, because when I need like a bit of green for leaf infills, I do like to try to use the rest of the, I mean this is, you know, like a large bit of cardstock in a really pretty pattern, so I don't really like to let things like that go to waste. So I made the center panel by cutting out a circle and then running it through one side and the other side, and you can just see a faint little line in the middle there. And then I cut two of the next size up circles. So in that set that I show, so in the Layering Basics die set, I used this die for the yellow circles, of which I cut two, and I used this, yeah, so the 3.5 inch one which I used there goes perfectly with that, and then the 3.5 inch was I wanted it bigger. So that's what I used on there, and I know that's not included in the kit, but I don't think anyone watching this video is not going to have any layering nesting dies. If you haven't, then just get some because they're really useful. And what else did I do? Okay, so I used the these pierced rectangle dies here with this pretty verso die. And there's two of them, so one of them fits there and there opposite corners, and then there's another one that does the opposite corners again. And I used the For a Friend this time, the other verso sentiment. I actually sandwiched the greenery between two of the yellow circles. And initially I was playing around with how I wanted it to close. I was thinking of maybe having a magnet sort of sitting between there and putting another circle over and having a magnet to have a magnet closure. So, but when I was playing about with it, you know, and I considered cutting that off altogether, I just thought, well, actually just having that there just makes it stand nicely. So you can obviously, this bit sticks out a bit, and then with this bit sticking out a bit as well, it sort of just helps the center portion to stick forward, if you know what I mean. It kind of looks like that. So yeah, so that's the second card. And then I used the chocolate fondue, I believe, yeah, chocolate fondue glitter drops, which haven't dried, I've just applied them. So they are there. So they're both just under 4¼ by 5.5 inch A2 cards. So again, will fit perfectly into a regular A2 envelope. And yeah, quite different from each other, but there's loads of dies that I haven't used. So there's so much to be playing with. I mean, this is really pretty as well. This sort of like circular one. There's a lot in this kit actually, and I just think it's great that essentially we get a card builder in there, you know, which you can use in multiple ways. As I've shown you, that's just two off the top of my head. You know, you can sort of do a fancy fold card there, which is like a half gatefold, and then this one's more of a full gatefold. So that's all from me today. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you've got any more questions about this card, if you want any more explanation, just pop any questions below, and I'll leave the link to Tonic Studios UK, EU and US, and the links to buy the kits as well if this is the first time you've seen a kit and you fancy buying one. They are affiliate links, so if you buy anything through them, any of your Tonic goodies, I get a very little commission, which is very nice, and always makes me do a little happy dance. But if you've enjoyed this video and it's given you value, you've picked up some tips, I'd appreciate it if you would hit the like button and maybe consider following me. And this is what I do basically a lot, and I love it. So I will leave it there, and I will see and speak to you soon with some more crafty goodness. Bye for now.